Okay, step one, what do I do?
Take out the rest to 0.
So I have 0 is equal to 3x squared plus 5x minus 1. Step 2.
Add 1.
Add 1 to both sides, so 1 is equal to 3x squared plus 5x. Do you have the notes?
Yes. Oh.
Next, what do I do?
The coefficient was 1.
The leading coefficient must be a 1. So therefore, how do I do that? Factor out a 3. So if I pull a 3 out of each one of those terms, I'm left with x squared. How do I pull out 3 out of this one? You can't. You factor out a term. What operation are you doing? It is division. Do you all see that, yes or no? Okay? So now, my question to you is, what's my next step? Take half of 5/3. So I need to take 5/3 and divide it by 2. So that's 5/3 times 1/2 to give you 5/6. Do we all see that, yes or no? So what am I going to do with that 5/6? Square it now to both sides. But I'm going to square it and I'm going to add it to both sides inside this parenthesis. So what did I actually add on the right-hand side? I'm actually adding 1 plus 3 times the 5/6 quantity squared. Do we all see that, yes or no? Okay? So that's going to be 1 plus 3 times 25/36 is equal to 3. What do those 3 terms turn into? Remember the shortcut yesterday? You already did the work. It's already over there. Very good, Chad. What happens to this 3 and the 36? 3 is gone, 36 becomes a 12. What does this 1 turn into? A 12/12. So what is 12 plus 25? Okay, clearly I can't get that fast now. This turns into a 12, so I'm left with 1 plus 25/12 is equal to 3 times x plus 5/6 squared. The 1 has to turn into a 12/12 because I need a common denominator. Right? So now what's 12 plus 25? 37. Right? Which now it's going to be what? 0 is equal to 3 times x plus 5/6 squared minus 37/12. So what's my vertex? What is it? -5/6 because I would technically be going to the left, and I'm going down. So that gives me -37/12. Okay, the next page.
Where's that 1 from?
I can screen right now. Okay, what did you say? I'm sorry.
Mistake the comma for 1.
Are you good? Okay. It would work now. Okay, given the vertex 4, -1, and the point on the graph 2, 3, find the equation in the standard form of the quadratic. Okay, how do I find that? Well, what's my standard form? Standard form is y is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. True? So what is everything that I have up there? What does vertex represent inside that? H and K. So this is H, this is K. What does my point on the graph 2, 3 represent? X and Y, because that's what a point is. It's X and it's Y. So Y is 3, A I don't know, X is 2, H is 4 squared plus K, which is -1. I simply plugged in, right? Stephanie, stay with me. You're working on the worksheet, you're not doing notes. 3 is equal to A times -2 squared plus -1. It's -2 squared. 4. So 3 is equal to 4A minus 1. Now what do I do? Add 1 to both sides. So I have 4 is equal to 4A. Divide both sides by 4. 1 is equal to A. Now, why did I have to find A? Because I needed to know if this thing was stretched or reflected or anything like that. Does that make sense? So with that said, my equation is going to be y is equal to A times X minus H quantity squared plus K. The Y stays, and now what's A? 1. What was X stays? What's H? 4. Yes, it was 4. Squared was K? Minus 1. There's your quadratic. Does that make sense? No on that. Now, the board is seriously acting up today. Number 19 out of your homework. I believe it's number 19 out of your homework. Is that correct? Is it correct? Okay. Now, I need to find the equation that contains this. So what do I do? Plug them into the formula. Vertex is what? Okay. The point is going to be X and Y. Y is 9, A I don't know, X is 0, H is -2 squared, K is 5. Minus a negative is a positive. 2 squared, what is 2 squared? 4. So 4 times A plus 5. Subtract 5. 4 is equal to 4A. Divide by 4. A is equal to 1. Now it just happens to be 1 again. That doesn't mean that it's always going to be 1. Do you understand that? So my equation is going to be y is equal to 1 times x plus 2 squared plus 5.
I don't know if you already answered this question. I just want to understand.
Because I didn't realize it was. So you don't have to do 21 because 21 and 19 are the same problem. Okay, find the equation of the parabola given the x-intercepts, 3, 0, and -6, 0. There are more than one option here. Okay, you can have multiple answers. I'm going to show you the quickest and easiest way to find the equation. To be an x-intercept, what does that mean? It crosses the x-axis, which means y is always the value 0. Which means x, in this case, is going to be what? And -6. What you're telling me is x equals 3 and x equals -6. So what if I were to bring those on the same side as the x's? I would have x minus 3 equals 0 and x plus 6 equals 0. Right? Well, to be a binomial, what would you have to do? How? Yeah. So I have x minus 3 times x plus 6 is equal to 0. you do? What? X squared plus 6x minus 3x minus 18. And then what? X squared plus 3x minus 18. There's a parabola, right? Is that one option? Sure is, that's one option. That one looks great to me. It's going to have those intercepts. And then tonight is going to be your worksheet. I've gone through every type of problem that you can have on that worksheet. Okay, I'm going to enter your grades in the rest of the way, since you guys know what you're missing and what you're not missing. And you guys have the rest of the period. You guys can work together with people if you would like to help with the homework. Okay?
I want to take that test Monday. Review over the weekend. Oh, no.